Akwa Ibom State. Now, these are two different species in our land. This is called periwinkle, best called shore periwinkle, and then this is the deep sea periwinkle. I'll explain. The deep sea periwinkle is found in the depth of the river or the ocean. Is it the ocean or the river? Well, I think, well, either way, it's found down in the body of the water. While this is found at the shores, it crawls out. You can never get this. Most times you don't get this at the shores. You get it deep down there. That is why this is usually more expensive than this. For instance, this costs a lot more than this, and this is less in volume than this. Now, this is also called mfishiet sometimes in a dialect. Okay, now why did I use the two species? This taste, it has this feeling of a very strong, stiff, crunchy taste when you chew it. Have this in the best state, you add it usually towards the end of the cooking, at the stage where you're about bringing down the pot. But for this purpose, I'm going to use the two so you can understand what I mean. So please note the physical features, so when you see it in your local market, you'll actually know which to choose. Now, this is also two species of okra. Not as if you can't use one species, but I just wanted to enlighten you on the fact that okra have different species. Now, this is our native Akwa Ibom okra. It's grown in our land. I think someone told me it too. Also, in fact, it's grown in our farms here. I see it in our farms here a lot. Now, this is a foreign species grown in every other region. Benue State, Edo State, in every other region, but this is original to us. You can see the color difference. Now, what's the difference in the taste? What's the difference in the outcome when it's used in your soup? Now, this is very drawing. For people that enjoy okra with ogbono because they want it drawy, you can actually use this to interchange ogbono, because most people do not like, ogbono has that slimy look sometimes. In fact, I do not like it. That's why I personally went on investigation of the different types of okra, because people usually say I want ogbono so that the soup can be drawy. Okay, now here is the trick. These two cannot be boiled for long. You introduce it into your meal, you bring it down immediately. If you want that freshy, leafy, greeny vegetable look, you bring it down immediately. You do not make the mistake of overboiling it. Left to me, I would have used only this because I love the way it looks, like the greeny, leafy nature, the vegetable nature, the African texture, but it's all right, it's okay. Now, that's for this. Now, for my okro soup, I love it crunchy. This is the belly of the cow. Africans call it towel, the hairy part. Now, this is not a red meat. If you're up to 30 and above, you know you should actually stay away from red meat. Always be mindful of unhealthy fats. Like I said, you remember the stomach I talked about. So I'm always mindful to take away the healthy fats. There's a difference with the healthy fat and the tendons that are actually muscles. Some drawy things like this, you see, these are muscles, but these are unhealthy fats. You know, it's very, very unhealthy to the health. So we are always mindful to take that up. So this is about 30% fiber, about 30% muscles, 20% lean meat, and about 20% healthy fat. I'm going to be using 2 sources of protein, as I earlier mentioned. I talked about your age range. So this is the tongue and the kidney. This set of protein contains lean meat, high fiber, healthy lipids. Okay, and this is stuffed fish. I usually prefer the head most times, not as if there's anything wrong with the middle section of it. It's a choice, but this gives me more flavor, more aroma. So most times I choose this. Then sometimes I could put in a little middle of it, other parts on the side, but for today this is what I could find in my storeroom, so I'll make use of it. The thing about being a good cook is utilizing what you have. You know, like you could come back home, you check around, you are out of some stuff and the kids are hungry, probably hobbies hungry, or some friends or some guests. You lay your hands on things and you just wrap up something. It makes you a good cook. One of the signs of being a good cook. That sweetening taste that you need from Maggi, you could actually get it from your crayfish. Okay, you add a little amount, not too much, not too little. For a size, for this pot of soup we're about to make, this is for like 8 to 10 plates of soup. This can take. Okay, now this is the size of crayfish I'm gonna be using because I'm trying to avoid it being stodgy. I like a very clear sea green okra, fresh, looks very inviting. You know that soup that once you stare at it you feel like jumping on it. This pepper, I choose to use this because it has this nice aroma. In our dialect it's called ndwenokbo. A thin little portion of it, let's say a tablespoon, in a bowl of soup like this. Like if you don't love things hot and spicy, you're gonna be asking for a glass of very chilled water. We call this odusa leaf. We have the male and the female. This is the male, and in our dialect it's called ayada or odusa. That means the male one. Fresh tropical aroma, it just comes with it the moment it gets in contact with the little steam. Okay, so that's for the leaves we'll be using. And then for vegetable lovers, you get the tender leafy ones, you know, not those ones that have actually grown quite wild, you know, and have this fruit that you call the pumpkin fruits. No, you get the ones that are yet to have the fruit. Okay, because it those ones have lots of chlorophyll, very vibrant chlorophyll that are still active and healthy for your kidneys. Okay, that will be a topic for another day, because most of the ingredients I choose, it's the health benefits actually advise me to choose them. Like this, gotten from the deep sea, can replace that snail that we call the sea snail. Those ones that are a bit smooth, it's in our dialect it's called nkonko. So it can actually replace that. This has lots of potassium and phosphorus, vitamins, minerals, while this has just vitamins and minerals and a teeny little bit of phosphorus because of where it comes from. You know, this feeds mostly from the depth of the sea that has a lot of dead how do you call it now, has a lot of dead matter in it. And of course, you know, Some fish even die and sink down to the ocean. Some animals even die and sink down into the ocean, and they feed on it. So that's why it's actually richer, has more phosphorus, calcium. This can actually replace that sea snail, okay? Because the sea snails are more expensive. While this focuses on the vitamins and the minerals that, of course, helps in red blood cells stimulation. And that's Etty for MB's work, the nutritionist extraordinaire. See you soon.